Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast, WrestleMania 37 edition. The wrestling crew is back. Jacob and Byron and myself, we're going to be previewing WrestleMania 37, and the tagline is back in business because this is the first WWE event since COVID hit to have ticketed live fans in a limited capacity. Well, let's start with that. Byron, how do you feel? Fans are back, man.
I don't know. I know Raymond James Stadium had fans for the Super Bowl. And as far as I know, there wasn't a spike in COVID cases. So if there isn't a spike in COVID cases this time around, then good for them. Hopefully a lot of them are vaccinated, but we'll see.
Jacob, what do you think about fans being back?
I'm excited. I'm excited. Hopefully we won't have like fake ass cheers and stuff like piped in. But I'm so excited about time, like just seeing fans. And I guess they're still going to they're taking a page out of the Super Bowl, where I guess they're going to have like cardboard cutouts of people, so it's going to look full.
Yeah.
But they'll just pan off to like the sections that actually have people in it. But I'm excited. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm more excited for, like the fans who actually get to go and see this, or I'm more excited for the wrestlers. I mean, last year competing at a WrestleMania and no crowd, and like people like Drew's talked about it. He won his first WWE Championship with no cheers, or like Edge coming back with no cheers. It's kind of crazy because like NXT March 11th had like full capacity, and then the shutdowns happened. The Royal Rumble was one of the craziest Royal Rumbles in recent memory when Drew won, and then we went from there for a year now to having fans, and hopefully they get to see some things. I think they're going to be spread out, and I think they'll be all right, Byron, because the NFL, which they proved this can work. I mean, they have fans all year.
That's true.
So I think, and they're going to the same spot. I think it's going to work out. So WrestleMania, this one, second year in a row, 2 nights, April 10th through 11th. You guys cool with the 2 nights?
I mean, they did it last year and it was fine. So I'm fine with the 2 nights.
Jacob, you cool with the 2 nights?
Yeah, so the 2-night thing, I mean, back to like the NXT episode we did, I'm good with it if you're giving the wrestlers more time to do better quality matches. The one thing that sucks for me in a way is because we, like me and my friends up here, like it's a holiday. It's a full-blown party. Like it's the Super Bowl for us. We're like, before, like it was an all-day experience where we start out like in the morning and we start making food. And by the time like the pre-show hits, we're just getting ready to finish up all the food. And then it's a feast, and you just keep going back and getting more and more and more, and like gaining 10 pounds, which is hype. But it's a little harder to do with 2 nights. I can't do that on my body. I'm getting older now. But I'm for selfish reasons I don't like it, but I'm good with it.
I would even say too, besides the fans, because you brought up the holiday for you and your friends. Last year we didn't watch WrestleMania as a group for the first time in years, maybe since. So that was weird. We were all watching and like talking through like Discord. So I'm excited to both nights have some people over and watch WrestleMania. And if you've listened to this podcast, WrestleMania is a big 4 pay-per-view, which means our pick'em belts on the line. So looking at our score sheets when matches happen, like that really adds the extra oomph to our WrestleManias because it gets competitive.
It does. There's a lot of trash talking going around. It's a fun time. WrestleMania has always been one of my favorite pay-per-views, so I'm excited for this year.
And then the basketball expert Evan Debo finally has the title for the first time. So we'll see if he's just a one-hit wonder like Jinder Mahal, or if he can actually
not Jinder Mahal. No.
Before we get into the matches, another thing with this WrestleMania that's different is that this is going to be exclusively on Peacock. So first time, like there's going to be Peacock here to stay. If you guys remember WrestleMania 30, when it first got on the network, it had some issues, some real issues. Byron, do you think Peacock is going to be ready for the people who are going to be watching? Or are they going to be like, people like, oh, not that many people are watching wrestling. Our servers can handle it. And then it's crashing all night.
No one has proven to me that they can handle a large influx of people watching of an event and it not crashing. It's just been so many examples of people underestimating the fandom of something like Dragon Ball Super, the last UFC event with Conor McGregor.
Avengers Endgame pre-sale
Avengers,
tickets.
Yep, Avengers Endgame pre-sale tickets. So I want to hope that Peacock will have it so it doesn't crash all night, but I'm not expecting them to.
Jacob, what do you think? You think Peacock's going to be ready, or are we going to be dealing with a whole bunch of buffering and crashing?
Buffering, crashing all day. I have zero faith in Peacock because I have still yet to get Peacock. I got to do that later today. But everything I've seen about Peacock, people are pissed off about because for the same price that you paid for the network, you're getting less features than what was on the network. I don't know how you screw that up. Like, how do you take something that's worth $1 billion and change it where it's worse and have less features? You paid $1 billion for a product. I would expect the same, if not better quality for $1 billion. But who am I? I'm a humble man that lives in a double wide trailer. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, the influx of people that are going to be watching Peacock is going to absolutely crash the servers, in my opinion. And I think we're going to be talking about this on our post show.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Like you guys have already said, there's nothing more I want to add. I'm just nervous. And to just go on the quick Peacock thing, they're like getting rid of stuff, which I don't understand why you paid $1 billion to get rid of more stuff. This kind of makes me salty too, because it's like all those times now that they're getting rid of stuff, I should have just downloaded the stuff off YouTube. So I could have kept personal records. Now you're getting rid of stuff, which I think is stupid. And that's a whole other issue of censorship and all of that. And hell, I wouldn't even care if you had that WWE Network PG version and then you had like all the other stuff you're getting rid of on a different thing. I wouldn't care, but they're being done with that. But we'll see. We haven't gotten to Peacock either, so we're about to find out. But let's go into night one, April 10th, this Saturday. There's 6 current matches on the card. I'm going to go through the matches leading up to, which we don't know, which actually will be the main event on this. We'll actually discuss that.
No, they announced it already.
Oh, have they?
From what I've seen, it's Bobby versus Drew.
Is it? I didn't know if they've decided if it's going to be Bobby versus Drew, if it's going to be Sasha versus Bianca. Because I know those are the 2 matches. One of them is going to be the main event of the night.
Right.
But if they said Bobby versus Drew, I mean, that's fine. But me personally, as a purist, not even from the historical standpoint from these women, but a purist, Bianca won the Royal Rumble. They should be the main event of the night.
I agree.
Besides the history thing, but if Bobby versus Drew, hey, whatever. We'll skip around, but let's start off with a nice, easy one. Easy peasy, we'll all agree. Bad Bunny with Damian Priest versus The Miz with John Morrison singles match. Who on here is taking The Miz? Nobody.
Yeah, no.
Byron, Jacob, you guys taking Bad Bunny in this one? I feel like this is a cutthroat, dry celebrity gets the win over The Miz.
Yeah, exactly. It's Bad Bunny. He just won a Grammy. He just had the 24/7 championship on SNL. So there's no way Bad Bunny is taking an L to The Miz.
Jacob?
Actually, I'm going to go back and say I believe I was wrong and I read fake news because I'm not seeing anything now that's saying Drew and Bobby were the main event. So
fair enough.
Disregard what I said.
Okay.
That could have just I don't know what that was, but I thought I seen that. I was wrong. My bad on that. But what was the question again? Because I was looking that up.
You Miz.
Oh yeah, Bad Bunny. The biggest question is how does Damian Priest get involved here? Because this match may be between Bad Bunny and Miz. I feel like this is somehow the starting point, the official race for Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Or Damian Priest to get his big push. Because I feel like this is probably like the last of Bad Bunny we'll see. So how does Priest get involved to help get that big push going forward?
Yeah, he'll get involved. Then Bad Bunny will leave, and then it'll be Miz and John Morrison against Damian and all that stuff. And yeah, this is Bad Bunny all the way. And just also shout out to Bad Bunny. Ever since Royal Rumble, when he performed Booker T with Booker T standing there in combat and uniform, Bad Bunny has been on every single Raw since the Royal Rumble.
Yes, he has.
And he was 24/7 champ. And like you said, man, that man took it and performed with the damn belt at Saturday Night Live.
WWE, normally, I mean, all these celebrities that they get, 9 times out of 10, absolutely annoy the hell out of everyone and just piss us off. Good job, Bad Bunny. I feel like he took this seriously.
He took it very seriously.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I don't know how WWE has done their booking, but if you take the guest celebrities they've had over the past year, you've had Pat McAfee and you've had Bad Bunny. Both have been phenomenal. So Good job to those guys. It's so weird saying like, oh yeah, Bad Bunny deserves this win over Miz. I feel like I shouldn't say that. I feel wrong saying that. But yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, ever since that Saturday night thing when he was there performing, holding the belt, like I haven't seen a celebrity take the belt everywhere he's gone since The Rock in 2013. So like you can tell he's a wrestling fan because who the hell names a song after Booker T? Unless you're like a wrestling fan, because like most people be like, Booker T, why don't you name it like The Rock or like Stone Cold?
Right.
Booker T.
The 5-time WCW champion.
That's when you know you're a real wrestling fan. And it's not for me.
We also can't forget that what was the one song he did with Cardi B? He shouted out Eddie Guerrero, Viva La Raza.
Yeah, he did.
I like it like that. That's the song.
Yeah, he loves. Man, he's about it. I wish more celebrities like him had and think more that. But let's go on to that was an easy one. Let's already go to a toss-em. This one I'm super excited for. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has been calling himself Mr. WrestleMania now for the division, and because Sean's gone.
Is he though?
Well, I was gonna say Seth Rollins in the promos he's done with Cesaro. Seth Rollins' WrestleMania resume speaks for itself. The heist of the century, beating Brock Lesnar, winning the Intercontinental Championship. Like he has performed some amazing things. Even the matches he hasn't won, the RKO of the century.
Yeah.
Like if you look at his WrestleMania resume, it's pretty wild. Beating Triple H, like it's something.
I forgot about that match. Yep. All right. Oh,
and
okay.
Cesaro, we've all been Cesaro fans for many years, and we always want him to get the push, and he never gets the push. And this is also, think of this fact. Cesaro's been in the company, 10 plus years, something like that?
I think closer to 10.
This is his first singles match at WrestleMania ever.
Shit.
Put that in perspective. Jacob, who is winning this? And this is almost like Adam Cole and O'Reilly. Who needs to win and who's gonna win?
Cesaro needs a win. There's no question there. I think we'll all agree on that one. I mean, Seth obviously doesn't need the win. But who's going to win? I don't know. Does Vince want to piss on my Cheerios like normal? Or how are we going about this, Vince? It's a pick'em. I literally it's a pick'em. I want Cesaro to win because I'm a fan. And, I'm getting my hopes up. It's climbing up, but I'm just waiting for WWE to just make my hopes plummet. So, want Cesaro to win. It'll probably be Seth just because Vince McMahon hates us.
Byron, in our pick'em thing, this is going to be a match that might decide who wins because it's a 50-50 match. So how are you, who? We all know Cesaro needs to win, but is he going to win?
Vince McMahon loves Seth Rollins.
Well, he's Triple H's second son.
Exactly. He's Triple H's second son. He's, like you say, has a pretty good WrestleMania resume. He doesn't need the win, but I feel like he's going to win because he just came back from paternity leave. And he just beat Knock on the last pay-per-view. So I think it's going to be Seth too.
This hurts because Seth Rollins, last time he needed to lose, and we all remember, was against The Fiend, and he won. And that caused Seth from being a top babyface to hated among the fans. I don't think they're going to do that again. I'm probably going to change by Sunday. No, this is Saturday, so I'll probably change by next Saturday. I'm going to go Cesaro. The only reason is because he just signed a new contract. There's no way in hell we are about to sign this new. If he loses the first match of his new contract, he might have to pull an Andrade and say, I don't want to be here anymore.
I totally forgot he's not re-signed with the WWE.
Because we were all thinking he was going to leave, and he re-signed. We were like, what?
Money.
Money talks.
Yeah, money talks. That match also, I think, is going to steal the show. Oh yeah, they're gonna do some things, but that is a toss-em. And yeah, man, we'll see. Other match on here, which talk about woozy build-up. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match.
Braun.
Byron, who do you have winning this?
This is a toss-up.
Is it a toss-up for you?
I want to say Braun, but Shane McMahon has proved in the past that he doesn't do the job. Like, he should have lost to The Miz at WrestleMania, what was it, a couple years ago? And he didn't. So I'm going to go Shane, even though I want Braun to win. Because Braun, I don't want to say Braun needs it more, but he definitely needs it more than Shane does.
Braun hasn't been the same since Roman Reigns came back, speared him, took the title, and left him for the dust.
No one's been the same since Roman Reigns came back.
Well, the Fiend's been all right.
Has he, though?
He's been in a great feud with Randall.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
Jacob, Braun, you're a Braun fan. Braun versus
I am a massive Braun fan. I'm going to interject here. The greatest rivalry or feud right now with Randall Orton is Soldier Boy. So
we'll get to that on night 2.
but no, Braun versus Shane. This is the dumbest build-up of any WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember in past history. This one's bad. Braun, you're stupid. I'm going to beat your ass. Like, okay, like that's it. This is what the multi-billion-dollar company came up with. Holy shit. This is bad. Terrible build-up. I think it's going to be a great match. I mean, it's Shane McMahon in a cage, so he's flying off of it. Shane and
True.
WrestleManias, it's kind of like Kofi and Royal Rumbles, where it's like, well, what's Shane going to jump off of? What crazy stunt is he going to pull? And his crazy ass will do it. And I think that's why we respect Shane to an extent. I got Braun winning this because I think Braun needs it. I mean, Shane obviously doesn't need it. He's not going for any titles anytime soon. Braun can at least go for a mid-card title or something. But, I don't know if anyone else has realized this. This is the only match. Well, I guess not the only match. I guess this is the second match, but that really only has a part-time wrestler in it, unless you count Bad Bunny. I guess I count Bad Bunny as a special attraction, but Shane's the only part-timer we're really going to have. So actually, I'm pretty cool with that. But Braun needs this win. But Braun should go over. So we'll see. Will it happen? God, I don't know, because like Byron said, the Miz should have won a couple years ago at WrestleMania, but that never happened. So whatever.
Man, you never know with Shane McMahon, because that Miz one, that hurts to this day, because there's no reason Shane McMahon should have won that match. There's nothing no one could tell me in the back of creative why Shane McMahon should have won that match, and he won that match. And Shane, I mean, we know he's going to have his posse and get involved somehow. I don't know, idolize them underneath the ring, something like that. But Braun Strowman needs to win. So, I mean, I'm going to be going back. I think Braun is going to win this. Don't know where he goes from there. But if Shane beats him, then Braun might be in contention to just go down to NXT and go fight Karrion Kross.
Well, I don't know. That Tuesday is going to be pretty important, apparently.
Let's switch it to some tag teams, where this one, the New Day, Kofi and Xavier Woods, like 11-time champs now, which is wild, versus AJ Styles and Omos. This one, I feel bad for AJ Styles. I saw a lot of rumors months ago that it was going to be like AJ versus Triple H, and then it just never panned out. So now we got AJ and Omos versus the New Day. Byron, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I feel bad for AJ too, because he definitely deserves I'm not going to say this is a bad WrestleMania match for him, but he deserves better, because he's been rumored to not want to come back to the WWE because I think his contract is expiring soon. So I feel like AJ Styles and Omos will win. The New Day definitely don't need it, but have they wrestled on WrestleMania before? I can't remember.
New Day?
Yeah, like for the tag team championship.
I don't remember. I remember they were the hosts when the Hardys came back and won, but I don't remember recently. Kofi was alone in 35. I don't remember actually.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna pick AJ and Omos.
Jacob, what do you think?
I have AJ Omos getting the W here. And I don't know if any of you guys realize this, but I was like trying to do my research the best I could last night. If AJ wins this, AJ will become a Grand Slam champion in WWE.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And then on top of that, AJ Styles would be the first person in history to be a Grand Slam champion in TNA and a Grand Slam champion in WWE.
Wow.
Which I know, like, this is not like the ideal match you want to see for AJ, but with who knows what's going on with his contract here, like, if AJ goes over and AJ gets this, you 100% have to throw AJ Styles in the whole like Mount Rushmore GOAT talk at that point.
Yes.
Because of all the stuff he's done in every different company all over the world, I think this is an ideal match for AJ. If AJ can somehow make this match go over with someone who's pretty, he's greener than goose shit, is Omos. I mean, if he can do that, him and the New Day, I mean, they can carry that match. Omos is going to have he'll have a spot, technically. He's going to have the spot, whatever it will be. It'll be some big power move or whatnot.
Uh-huh.
But if he can do it, AJ's certainly in that Mount Rushmore GOAT category. So at first I wasn't excited about that, but then I started thinking about, I'm like, has anyone else been Grand Slam champion? I was like, because I just started looking, I'm like, has AJ won the titles? We're like, no, he hasn't. Okay. So I'm excited for this match.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I thought if he does champ and then be a Grand Slam champion, 2 different promotions, that'd be the first one in history. And then, yeah, AJ Styles would definitely have to be in that greatest of all time conversation. I don't know if a lot of people have him in there. Definitely his in-ring ability. Definitely he's the best of this generation. But now with the accolades, you got to put him in there if they win. And I think they win too. I think Omos, I think he's going to have a pretty good, power cool spot. And he's going to be a very intimidating tag team partner, and I'll be interested to see who takes them down going forward. Next match on night one, we'll say the co-main event since we don't know which one's going to be last. Bobby Lashley, the champion, never thought I'd say that, versus Drew McIntyre, singles match for the WWE Championship. We all knew it was going this way unless Brock Lesnar randomly came back, but looks like he's not coming back. Jacob, who do you got in this one?
To me, this is kind of a pick'em. Once again, a lot of these are kind of pick'ems in a way, but like I'm going with Bobby mainly because if Drew wins, where do you go with this? Who do you have Drew face? Because they've kind of not necessarily completely booked themselves into a corner like they did with Io Shirai, but Drew's been kicking ass and taking names. But who does he face? I mean, he's going to be someone who I think is going to make moves once the draft happens, if they do another draft or whatever the hell they're doing. But I'm going with Bobby on this one.
Just to interject on who would he face, I'm going to throw back to one of the predictions we did on the Royal Rumble preview, where we still have the Bray and Alexa both being champs of the show. We still have that in the back pocket. That'd be someone Drew could face later on if he does win. But shit, Bobby could face him too later on. Yeah. But we'll see about that. Byron, who do you got in this one, man? Because it's interesting how I would have said both their careers are very similar because it took Drew so long to finally fulfill his prophecy. And it took Bobby so long to finally win this title, even though Bobby was kicking ass in every other thing. And then Drew came back NXT better than ever. They're almost the same story. Like, it's kind of crazy if you look at their like stuff. So who do you have winning this?
I have Bobby Lashley as well. I actually didn't think he would be in the WrestleMania title picture. I thought it would be after The Miz won and cashed in on Drew. I thought it would have been The Miz versus Drew at WrestleMania, and then maybe Bobby versus Drew at SummerSlam, with Bobby going over in SummerSlam. So I'm going to say he goes over because Drew doesn't need the win because he's had that amazing year where he was WWE champion. And I think Bobby Lashley needs to win more to cement his legacy and to start his career as a WWE champion. So I'm going to say Bobby.
Only reason I can see Drew winning is because last year he won the title with no fans, and this year there's fans. Some WWE reasoning like, oh, you didn't get to win with fans, and Bobby's, we know he'll do the job. So something like that. Jacob, on your thing, if Drew does lose, I'm going to tell you right now, I want him to go to SmackDown immediately because Drew is the last person who Roman Reigns wrestled at Survivor Series and I actually thought for a split second Roman was going to lose. Because if you remember, Drew took 2 spears from Roman and he kicked out of both, and we were just like, holy shit, is he about to? And then Jay finally came in, and Drew said he's not done with Roman. So if Drew loses and he goes to SmackDown in the draft and he's going at it with the Tribal Chief, sign me up.
That would be a good match. That Survivor Series match was really, really good. I actually thought
Drew Roman was going to lose.
Yep.
That's a match that could, main event SummerSlam right there.
Yes.
Yep.
Easily.
Now the other co-main event is Sasha Banks, the champion, versus Bianca Belair, the 2021 Royal Rumble winner. Singles match, SmackDown Women's Championship match. We've said before, first time 2 African-American women are co-main eventing or main eventing the night of WrestleMania. This is the biggest match in Bianca Belair's career. Sasha has had these big matches throughout her career in WWE. We all know this. Do we think Bianca is up for this match? And who do you guys got? Byron, I'll start with you.
I'm going to go with Bianca Belair. It's her time, and I feel like Sasha will do the job. And Sasha doesn't need this win because she is one of the 4 horsewomen. So she doesn't really need anything else to cement her legacy. So I think it's Bianca Belair's time.
Jacob?
Bianca Belair. If you don't pick Bianca Belair, you're crazy in my book. But No, this is the chance, and we all complain about it. With you finally have someone who's not one of the 4 horsewomen and/or Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
You've built this up. Everyone's behind her. Rocket strap her, send her to the top, and you have another contender in a legit championship picture for not just this title, but in the future too.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go with Bianca. If it's not Bianca, I would be pissed.
There's more things I'll say about Bianca when we get to night 2, but I agree. I mean, look, it's kind of funny how we have to say the 4 plus Asuka are literally the 5 best women wrestlers on planet Earth. They're literally, if you do a top 10, they are half. We are seeing half of the 5 top 10 greatest women in their prime ever, and we'll never see this again. But you do have to look at things like the 4 with ages and what they want to do going forward. Becky just had a child.
Yep.
There was the rumors and stuff that Charlotte was having a child or about to have a child. You never know. I mean, Sasha's married. We don't know if she wants children or not. Or like if Bayley wants kids or if they all want to go do movies. Charlotte's going to be in a movie coming up. And then with Asuka, I think Asuka's already a mom and stuff like that. How much longer does she want to do this? And last person who you tried to scrap, who didn't deserve, Lacey, who you had her against Becky, was half the damn Becky's run, title defenses, and then you're about to strap her again this year, and then she gets pregnant. So it's like, it's hard with the women wrestlers because you always have that pregnancy thing that's potentially floating. But as we've said, if you want to make a legit person outside of those 4 and Asuka, and I'm gonna throw in Alexa Bliss when she's actually wrestling, even though she hasn't won a singles title in a bit, but she's like in the top 6 of them.
Yeah.
This is it. She won the Royal Rumble. There'll be more I'll say about this actually in night 2, but out of the 4 horsewomen, we know Sasha will do the job. I mean, and Sasha, she's been here before. I mean, she did it with Bayley. She's done it with all of them. So,
yep.
And I'll say with Sasha too, ever since she came back and had that feud with Becky, then like this has been her best work ever. And that's saying something because we saw how amazing she was in NXT as a heel, and it's crazy. She's been on an absolute tear.
Well, she's defended the title.
Yeah, which Bianca's got to win. She's got to win. That's why I think this has to be the last match of night 1 because you crown a new champ and you're showing she's serious about her. But let's go to night 2. And since we're talking about Bianca, we talked about the 4 horsemen, let's just go to Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. The reason I was going to talk about Bianca Belair more is, Jacob, I don't know if you saw this parallel. I was actually talking to Byron about this when we watched Raw. If Bianca and Rhea Ripley both win, this is the same parallel, even from the Royal Rumble, it's the same parallel as John Cena and Batista at WrestleMania 21.
Yep.
Huh.
They were both the final 2 of that Royal Rumble. Batista won, a la Bianca, and Cena was second. Cena went to go take JBL, and Batista went Triple H. They both won titles on the same day, and that started the new era for the men. So they have this with the women too, because this is not a 4 horsewomen, but it's freaking Asuka. So if Rhea beats Asuka, you start a whole new women's era with Bianca and Rhea at the top.
That'd be awesome. That'd be great.
It would.
My biggest question going into this, because we've all heard the rumors of why Charlotte's not in WrestleMania this year.
Well, she got COVID. That was confirmed.
Oh, she got COVID, but then I heard like pregnant. Yeah, wasn't pregnant. Who knows?
The first trash rumors were Andrade left, so now she's in. Like WWE will pull the Brinks trucks before Charlotte Flair leaves.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, does Charlotte somehow get involved in this? That's one of the things. Like, I was looking at this, I'm like, either because I have a feeling, because just knowing Charlotte Flair and just me getting pissed off at WWE, I feel like let's say Rhea wins, because that's who I picked, is Rhea Ripley to win this, is Charlotte going to come out and be like, oh, hey, no, I'm going to challenge, for the title? And because Charlotte's not in this WrestleMania picture, but how can you not talk about Charlotte right now? It's Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
She's the most dominant wrestler in WWE right now.
I think with that, well, Byron, you can answer, and then I'll come in since you haven't had to hop in on this with the Rhea, Asuka, and then potential Charlotte hopping in.
I think Rhea definitely needs this win more than Asuka, but Asuka has never. Well, the last time she wrestled at WrestleMania for the championship, she lost to Charlotte Flair.
Ended her undefeated streak. So with WWE logic, I don't know if they'll say, oh, Asuka, we'll let you win because the last time you were at WrestleMania, you lost. But again, with Rhea, last time she was on WrestleMania, she lost to Charlotte Flair again as well. So I don't know which way WWE is looking at this. I definitely think Rhea Ripley should win, especially after that loss to Charlotte Flair last year. But if Rhea does win, I need her to go on and beat Charlotte Flair, because we all know my feelings about Charlotte Flair. For my new era thing to work, Rhea has to win, because I am really stuck on this WrestleMania 21 parallel. Asuka would do the job. I mean, it's Asuka. If Charlotte gets entered into this, the only way she'd get entered into this is it happens on Monday, or if she gets entered in on like Friday, if she's cleared of COVID and all of that. I still think it's hard, because you never want to. That's a lot of goatness with Charlotte and Asuka. But think about the push that would give Rhea, because Rhea 2020 was god awful. That was bad. I mean, she couldn't come because of COVID. She was losing left and right. She wasn't the same ever since she lost to Charlotte. So Rhea in our first second big WrestleMania match says, I beat Asuka and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat for the title, that'd be crazy. And then whoever loses, you can have them feuding with them. My thing with Rhea, though, is that if Charlotte's not in this, depending on what they do in the draft, she's on borrowed time, because, like Charlotte, remember, we had the other cloud of Becky Lynch looming. So how far is Rhea going to go? Because whenever Becky comes, she's getting a title shot.
Speaking of Becky, if Rhea is champion, even though I love Becky, I would want Rhea to beat Becky.
Yeah, so those are things to think going forward. And Asuka, I mean, I said it this week. There are a few women who have, like we were talking about with AJ Styles, like claim and go conversation. To be honest, Asuka has claimed to potentially being the greatest ever. I mean, me personally, she's number 3. Because if you combine everything she's done in WWE, NXT, and in Japan,
yep.
I mean, she's number 3, and she has claim to be like number 1, because there's nothing that woman has not accomplished, and there's no one else who has accomplished all the things she has. So, and she'll do the job. I mean, but if Charlotte gets entered, then I mean, triple threats are always tricky, but Rhea has to win for my thing to come to reality, and as her brutality. So I'm excited, man, because Asuka can go and Rhea can too. I hope Rhea. Let's go to a nice, easier one. That one's gonna get tossed up, depending on what Charlotte does. Riddle versus Sheamus for the U.S. Championship. Don't know why Sheamus would win, so I'm not even gonna explain. I'm going Riddle.
Yeah, I'm going with Mr. Forget His Lines, Matt Riddle.
That was terrible. But it also works with his gimmick, though. So it's like, even though he messed up his line, like, I didn't realize he messed up his line until I saw on Twitter, like, oh, Riddle forgot his line. I thought it was just doing a part of his character.
Right. That's the one, like, great thing about that whole situation. He's faced, but he's good to, get the quote unquote egg on his face, because that's just his character. But what's also hilarious is that in that interaction he had with Asuka, like, he literally could have said anything, because Asuka's not speaking English right now. So he could literally just say literally anything and it would work. But he said that, which just turned out to be hilarious.
Yeah, Riddle's gonna win, man. Look, when you survive a sexual assault claim in WWE, you're gonna win. I mean, the guy was in trouble. Seth Rollins hates him, which is already almost a death note. Your wife pissed off all the other women in the roster, and you're walking around as champ. Yeah, you're gonna win. There's no reason for Sheamus.
Also, let me ask a question, because I still don't understand it. What the hell is this new this Sheamus gimmick that he has going on? I just don't understand, Mister. Like, I don't know. I'm a barroom brawler, whatever the hell he's supposed to be. It's bad.
He's a brawler.
I haven't understand Sheamus' stuff since like the bar and since he was like original Sheamus in like 2012 or whatever. He's just there, but whatever.
Wins championships. He's just there.
I mean, yeah. We'll go from United States to Intercontinental. We got Big E versus Apollo Crews, and I feel like this is a toss-up too. Not gonna lie. Jacob, what do you think?
All right, so I feel like we have to talk about the whole stipulation of this match that was announced.
The Nigerian drum match.
The Nigerian drum fight. Holy shit. What booking is this wizardry? My God. This is so like, okay. So I'm kind of torn here. So this to me feels like the first Intercontinental Championship match that's not a ladder match.
Yes.
In years. So we go from it being a gimmick match at WrestleMania to an even hokier ass gimmick in the Nigerian drum fight, which we still don't know what that is.
Nope.
But oh my God, this is stupid. This is I thought the Braun feud with Shane McMahon was bad. This is dumber. The whole Apollo Crews buildup is dumb. All right, let's just break down Apollo Crews here, or Apollo, whatever the hell he's going by today. The quote unquote accent he has, which progressively gets worse every week. Yeah, this is bad. Like it completely insults the intelligence. Like WWE is completely insulting the intelligence of all of their fans. Just because everyone knows this is some Jim Cornette hokey bullshit right here. That's all this is. I hope Big E goes over our Nigerian Prince, Apollo Crews, or the Charisma Black Hole, as I have written down here.
Charisma Black Hole, wow.
Something else that drives me up a wall. I am so sick of seeing all these wrestlers walking down with like full-blown weapons to the ring. If you're going to bring them, start using them. He's walking down with the spear. Drew's walking down with the Claymore. Stop bringing it if you're not going to use it. Like, just stop. This whole thing's bad. Go Big E. That's all I'm saying.
Byron?
I'm going to go with Big E as well, because they broke up the New Day to give Big E a push. So I don't see why he would lose at WrestleMania, but this is WWE because now they're pushing Apollo Crews. But I think Big E is going to win.
I just feel like, man, you can't debut a new match and then lose in your match. That just sucks. Like that's bad. So
well, Great Khali did it.
Yeah,
Punjabi prison match.
That was the closest thing I remember to something random. I'm probably gonna change by Sunday, but right now I'm gonna just go Apollo just because of that. And maybe since I've seen there's been some segments where Apollo's been in the room talking to Roman Reigns and like getting some advice from him. Maybe he joins the table. That's the only thing I'm seeing.
Didn't he have a thing with Roman Reigns where he was backstage with him?
Yep, talking
at the quote unquote table. So is that still a thing, or is that just no longer a thing?
I haven't seen it recently. Since the Edge and Daniel Bryan stuff, but I just remember it. So I'm like, hey, he might. I know in a recent interview, Apollo's like, I've been talking to Roman a lot, getting advice. He's the best right now. So kind of be in his spot. So we'll see. Next,
can we get actually, hold on. Can we get a spear versus spear match? Literally, the Apollo versus Roman. Who spear is mightier?
Roman would break Apollo's spear sometimes because it's WWE. Like he would tackle and the whole tip would just. I don't know, but yeah, let's go into a match where if this was on NXT, this would be the main event, and you would have my popcorn ready and all that. But since it's not, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has been doing the conspiracy theories and all that stuff, and yesterday, as of recording on that Friday, he brought Logan freaking Paul to SmackDown, and since that is a celebrity, we know he will probably be involved somehow at WrestleMania now. Who wins this one? Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn, the longtime NXT best friend rival. Byron, who do you think?
First off, I don't even know how this match came to be. One night I was scrolling on Twitter and I saw Sami Zayn kick Kevin Owens in the face. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. Like they both can they've put on great matches before. What was that, Battleground a couple years ago, where they had that fantastic match where Sami Zayn kicked him twice in the face. That was a great match. I don't know who's gonna win. I'm gonna say Kevin Owens because he's been on a losing streak against Roman.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jacob.
All right, so yeah, the build-up has been absolutely trash for this. So Byron, you're completely correct. Dumpster fire build-up. But so I'm kind of pissed off about this match, though, to be completely honest. All right, so I'm a massive KO fan. I've made no bones about that. The fact they're throwing Logan Paul into this match pisses me off because you have what is one of the greatest rivalries in wrestling, period. Not just in WWE, just in wrestling, period. And them having their WrestleMania moment with Logan Paul, this match theoretically should steal the show. Because according to all their past matches, they just give them the time. They can tear the house down with this match. Logan Paul is somehow going to get involved in it. Oh, it thoroughly pisses me off. Just let them wrestle. We don't need this. There's no reason to have Logan Paul there other than to get, trying to get more people to tune into the product. But God, come on. Like it infuriates me because this, I mean, if you haven't seen like their matches in the past, like, and I'm talking like before WWE, like go look up Kevin Owens versus El Generico in Ring of Honor and watch them absolutely murder each other. It's a wonderful thing. So yeah, I'm excited for this match, but at the same time, I'm so pissed off about this match.
Yeah, the only reason I can see Logan Paul being there is because they need a celebrity for night 2. They have one for night 1, Bad Bunny. You know how WWE is. Typically WrestleMania, there's a whole bunch of celebrities. They typically only 1 or 2 ever get involved in matches. The others are just backstage, random pop-up appearances. But I actually have no idea who's going to win this match. I feel like Logan's going to screw Sami and Kevin's just going to get him with the stunner. I honestly do wish Kevin would stop doing the freaking stunner and go back to the pop-up powerbomb. That's when Kevin was prime Kevin Owens, but I don't know what the hell switched to the stunner. But yeah, it's a match where if this was on NXT, I would be talking about this for 30 plus minutes, but since it's on here, yeah. And this is also one of those matches where I'm like, man, whoever loses needs to show up Tuesday on NXT.
I like that idea. By the way, I don't think I said it. I'm going with Sami to win this, by the way.
Okay.
Sami, because of Logan Paul, Sami might win because Logan Paul might interfere on Sami's behalf because I feel like that's the only reason he's there. But I'm going to pick KO because, like I said, losing streak.
Yeah, loser needs to go to NXT. But that's what I've been saying for a long time that, look, man, if you're not doing anything on the main roster, go to NXT. Reinvent yourself.
Man, Sami Zayn on NXT with the current roster would be some pretty good matches.
Second to last match on night 2, we have The Fiend with Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton in a singles match. So far, no gimmick, no nothing. Flat out singles match. This feud has been going on for a while, and Randall has been doing double work as he has been feuding with Bliss and The Fiend on TV and feuding with Soulja Boy on social media. So he is working 24/7. This is another one where I'm going to throw the question. We all know who needs to win, but is he gonna win? So Jacob, is The Fiend gonna win? Because we all know he needs to win.
On behalf of the call of that is Bray Wyatt that I represent. Yes, Fiend is going over because this revenge tour, I think this is the last stop on the revenge tour. Well, next to Roman. We still have the Roman revenge tour, in my opinion. But this has to go to Fiend. I know this is right now just a singles match, but is this going to end up being a cinematic match? Is one of my biggest questions. And if it is, I hope it is, because my favorite match of last year's WrestleMania was the John Cena Bray Wyatt match. So I don't know. The melted Fiend, as I'm calling him now, he needs to go over. He needs to win. He should go over. If he loses, we riot. I don't know what else to say there. Go Fiend.
I would say if we lose, we riot. It's kind of like it falls on deaf ears because we've seen Bray Wyatt lose the match he's supposed to win for a long time, man.
Seth, Goldberg, Roman.
You don't have to name them all. Byron, we know The Fiend needs to win, but do you think he's going to win? Because, earlier we talked about Cesaro versus Seth and how Seth is Triple H's second son. Randall is Triple H's first son. So, and you never know what Randy. We thought Randy should have won the damn whatever Inferno match. She should have lost the Inferno match, but we were wrong there. So, what do you think?
I don't know, because it's Randy Orton, and they love Randy Orton, and I love Randy Orton. But The Fiend does need the win, and if he doesn't get the win, WWE has just destroyed his character once again. Keep destroying it, keep bringing him back, keep destroying him again. So I think they finally have to give him a win at WrestleMania. He's lost against The Undertaker, Randy Orton. So he has to win. But I wouldn't count Randy Orton out because he's also doing excellent character work. This is a all-around great heel.
Yeah, it's crazy too because Randy Orton, God, there was no reason he should have won that WrestleMania match against Bray Wyatt for the title. No reason. Zero. Just for him to hold the belt for it. Unless they didn't want him to be the one who lost to Jinder Mahal, because that's who Randy lost the belt to. Crazy to say out loud, but yeah, Bray Wyatt, The Fiend needs to win. And it's just a regular singles match. God help me if Randy Orton RKO's Alexa Bliss is about to punt kick The Fiend, and out of freaking nowhere, because this is WWE, Soulja Boy comes from behind and hits him with a chair.
Well,
God help me if they pull that off.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out if is Soulja Boy about to show up? Randy's putting a lot of effort in cussing this man out every day.
That Twitter feud is hilarious.
Oh, the best. I don't see that happening though.
No, I don't.
I don't see Soulja Boy showing up. For the love of God, I hope he doesn't show up. But
we'll see.
Yeah.
We're here though at the main event of WrestleMania. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman. They also should put with Jey Uso because he's somehow gonna be there. Versus with the Royal Rumble winner Edge versus Daniel Bryan, triple threat match for the Universal Championship. I'm not gonna lie, when Edge picked Roman, it was just those two by themselves, and kind of made no sense to me. Just because Roman's the top guy, so Edge picked him. But whatever. But Daniel Bryan being into this now has made more sense to me. I don't think this was his original plans, because this is almost WrestleMania 30 all over again. So, Jacob, what do you think about this triple threat match? It's the main event of WrestleMania. Who's gonna win? And yeah.
All right, so if you would take out this match, if you took away all the gimmicks, take away just the head of the table, or tribal chief, head of the table, Daniel Bryan being the underdog, all that jazz. If you take this away and just break this down, just look at this match just by the wrestlers, this is one of the most amazing WrestleMania matches in history. Because in 2011, Edge retired due to neck injury. In 2016, Daniel Bryan retired due to head injuries. In 2018, Roman Reigns has to go away because he gets re-diagnosed with leukemia. Fast forward to 2021, to present day, you have all three men who potentially should not even be wrestling are main eventing night 2 of WrestleMania 37. That, if you take away all the shit, that's some like poetic beautifulness shit right there. That is absolutely amazing. That being said, Roman Reigns is going over 100% because he ain't losing that till next year's WrestleMania after he retires The Rock.
Okay. Byron?
I don't know. Like, when it was just Edge and Roman, I thought Roman, but Edge also had to retire his championship because of the neck injury. So then I thought Edge, thinking throw Daniel Bryan in this. I have no idea who's going to win this, because we were talking about this on Monday. Like, who do they protect more? Of course they're going to protect Roman, so he's not taking the pin. But, like, are they going to protect Edge because he just came back? Are they trying to protect Daniel Bryan because this might be his last WrestleMania? There is so many factors into this match that I have no idea who is going to win. I want to say Roman because it's Roman Reigns and I love Roman Reigns. But they brought Edge back for a reason. I don't know. This one is the one I'm struggling with the most. Right now on the podcast, I'm going to say Roman too.
You're right, Byron. They brought Edge back for a reason. If we remember this time last year and going forward, when Edge came back at that Rumble, he wrestled Randy Orton. And then greatest whatever match nonsense, Randy Orton beat him. We all thought their next match was going to be at this WrestleMania for a title when Randy took the title from Drew. Somehow they changed that in the back because that was the plan. And whatever happened, they changed it. And now he's going after Roman. We have Daniel Bryan in there. Triple threats are always tricky because we don't know how long Edge is going to be here. Like, he wrestled that one time on SmackDown, first time in 11 years against Jay. It's kind of funny too that he has wrestled more on SmackDown than Roman Reigns has as the full-time champ, which this is the new era. You're a full-time champ, but you don't wrestle on TV. Like that's the new era now because Roman has not wrestled. And Daniel Bryan brought it up. He's like, this is bullshit because I'm here every night fighting. This is my last shot. The only reason I'm pissed Daniel Bryan's in here is because I picked Daniel Bryan to win the freaking Rumble this past one. But you're in the main event. Why couldn't you just won the damn Rumble and Edge could have inserted himself in? Because nobody picked Edge. Well, except Evan Debo. So I'm going Roman. I think this match is going to be really good. I don't know who they're going to pin because I don't know if Edge is done after this. I think Edge takes the pin. If Edge is not done, then I think Daniel Bryan takes the pin. I don't know where the hell you go from here because the loser is going to be like, I only lost because someone else was there. If it's one-on-one, whatever. But I think Roman's going to win, and they're in Florida, maybe. I mean, do we do a la Rock Cena, where you start building it up for a year, and Dwayne shows up at the end. Says, I'm tired of your nonsense. I'll see you next year.
I think you kind of already have. I think you answered your own question in there. Like, where do you go if Roman wins? Because, you know, Edge and Daniel will be like, I only lost because of the vice versa and whatnot. There you go. There's 2 months of storyline right there where you have Daniel Bryan, like let's say fantasy booking here. Roman goes over. You have Daniel Bryan, Edge. Have them at the next pay-per-view face each other for the number one contendership. Have Roman just sit there and be like, I'm head of the table. Screw all y'all. And then the following pay-per-view after that, there you go. You have Roman versus Edge and or Daniel Bryan again. I think that could be a very easy book storyline right there.
Yeah, I guess too when I'm looking at the men on SmackDown, because I've been like, who's Roman gonna wrestle at Money in the Bank? Who's Roman gonna wrestle at SummerSlam? Like one of the other guys, like if Cesaro beats Seth Rollins, he needs to be thought about for number one contendership.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins going to be a number one contender. If they both lose, the Edge and DB are going to go back to the end of the line, and someone else needs to step up. I'm just looking at that men's roster, and I'm like, if the goal, I mean, if there was no COVID, this would have been Brock versus Roman Reigns in Los Angeles this year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if the plan's still that, which we all think it is, how are we going to keep it entertaining with Roman all for a whole year to get him at WrestleMania? Because I don't know if he'll lose the belt and then get it back, but we'll see. But I don't know.
And don't forget, we do have the option of the draft, like we talked about earlier, with Drew going over. Like I said, that could be your SummerSlam match. I don't know who else hasn't faced Roman, but like you have options here. I think you could easily run this out very easily because he's a full-time, part-time champion.
Yep.
You don't have to have him wrestling every pay-per-view. He's head of the table. He's got Paul Heyman. You're good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're right.
Good old Paul Heyman.
But now that's the card, man. I'm excited about we're gonna be interested, especially when we do that review show, because I know there's gonna be matches. We're gonna come here with a lot of emotion, pissed off.
I'm trying to think of what match would piss me off the most. Because last year, because of the Pick'em champion, the 2 matches that pissed me off the most
were the women, weren't they?
Rhea versus Charlotte, and then Sasha versus not Sasha.
It was Becky versus
Shayna. Yep, 2 matches that pissed me off because I had the most confidence points of them, and they both let me down. So we'll see. We'll see this year, man. But I think Sasha and Bianca might steal the show.
Okay.
I want to interject here. I think I know it has not been announced, but I'm going to throw it out there because I think they'll announce it next week, and I think it'll be like a pre-show match. Is the not the NXT? My God, the women's tag team champions. We're going to get. I think we're still going to end up getting your girl Martin, Lana. I still think somehow she's going to get in there. She's going to go over. I'm saying that now. It's been yet to be announced, but I think it's coming.
Just to go off that, I don't even know if it'll be on WrestleMania, because since Friday, SmackDown is like a WrestleMania Friday. They're putting all the matches that no one cares about on that Friday. Like Dolph Ziggler defending the John Deere Giant Memorial Tournament. They'll probably do it that Friday if they do anything else. Because all those girls did show up this past Friday, so we'll see. And I don't want them to be on night 1 and 2 because they're only going to get like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we already got a stacked night 1 and 2.
So they'll probably be on that Friday. But part of WrestleMania weekend is the Hall of Fame and the inductees. It was already paid, so we'll get to watch it. I think Tuesday. Is it Tuesday we'll get to watch it? I believe it's Tuesday.
Before NXT or after NXT?
Well, NXT is going to be Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, NXT is Wednesday, Thursday, Byron.
Oh, I thought it was Tuesday and Wednesday this whole time.
No, Tuesday.
Wow.
Tuesday's the 6th because Tuesday is actually Courtney's birthday. But 2020 inductees were like JBL, British Bulldog, Justin Thunder Liger, New World Order, the Bella Twins, and celebrity was William Shatner. Warrior War winner was Titus O'Neil. Before I go to 2021, Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan are hosting WrestleMania, which, yeah.
Why?
2021 inductees were Molly Holly, Eric Bischoff, which I don't know how the hell he was for, Kane, Great Khali, Rob Van Dam. I have personally never watched a Hall of Fame because they are not worth anything, because it feels like anyone gets in and it's just not a legitimate Hall of Fame like if Vince likes you. But this was a fun thing I wanted to end this episode with, is like, what would your requirements be to be in the WWE Hall of Fame to make it legit as possible? And Byron, I'll start with you.
Yeah, this is one I've been struggling with. I think how good your character work is, I think should be a requirement. Because there are some wrestlers who are just amazing at the gimmicks they have. Kane, Undertaker. Are you putting on good matches? Because I think that should be a requirement. I don't know if championships should matter, because they're going to pick whoever they want to pick. So I don't know if championships should be a factor, but it probably should. So I'm going to say championships. And those are the three I'm going to go with. Character work, are you putting on good matches, and championship.
Jacob?
Yeah, this one, when you asked this question, like, it was like, oh God, like I had no idea at first. I had to think about this. The first thing I would do to make the Hall of Fame more legit is not have the Great Khali in there. What an absolute dumpster fire Hall of Fame pick this was. And I mean, they put Khali in here because they're going to get more views out of India, and they're doing their whole like India thing right now too. So they're just trying to get more and more people involved because there's a lot of potential money there. So as a business person, I get it. As a fan, I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I have seen in a long time. The man of one move, the chop, which is stupid as hell. But
well, he has the one where he crushes your head between his hands.
Oh, forgot about that. But like, I think the legit, like, number one thing, like, you have to, I would say, is you have to be retired, just like any other Hall of Fame. Honestly, I guess the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You have to be retired in my book to be a Hall of Famer. I think, like, hey, you go in, like, here's a Legends contract and have a good, that is what it is. I think you need to be a multiple time champ, whether, I don't care what championship it is. I feel like you should be some sort of champion, with the exception of your celebrity inductee or whatnot. Something else I think would be great is if they let the fans vote on who they think should be in the Hall of Fame. So if you did like a multiple options, you throw out a list of 20 people or 10 people or whatnot, we're only going to pick 5. It's whoever would win out of that one next year, adding another 5, so and so and so on. But I feel like you need to let the fans vote, because I mean, there's people in there that I feel should be in there. There's people in there that definitely shouldn't be in there. Something else I think that should definitely be 100% fan voted on is the Warrior Award that they started doing, a few years ago. I mean, it's Titus O'Neil. If this would have happened next year and he would have got the Warrior Award or whatnot, I would be cool with it. I'd have no problem with it. I don't even have a problem with him getting it necessarily now. I just think it's the wrong time for him to get it, because Titus O'Neil, Dad of the Year, just a genuinely good human being.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, because he is quote unquote dad of the Year all the time or whatnot, Shad Gaspard should be the absolute Warrior Award. I mean, that man gave his life for his own son.
Mm-hmm.
That man should 100% be Warrior Award this year. That should be no question.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I 100% agree.
Question. Did Titus win it for last year, or is he winning it for this year?
I thought it was this year.
Let me pull it up. That's 2020. They had I actually don't have the date. I think it's 2020, but he's the only one. Okay. They haven't said anyone else on the site. But no, I agree with you. I want to read you guys some of these requirements because I was actually really taking this serious because I hate the WWE Hall of Fame because it's garbage. And let me read you some of these goals. Main event WrestleMania 3 times in your career. Main event SummerSlam 3 times in your career. Be a 3-time WWE champ, a 5-time Intercontinental champ, or a 3-time tag team champ with the same tag team partner. Either hold every championship at least once, be an overall 10-time title holder, win 70% of your matches at WrestleMania, or hold any title for a combined 365 days.
Damn.
And you know what's crazy? All those are for the Hall of Fame requirements to get into the Hall of Fame in the WWE freaking video game. It is harder to get in the Hall of Fame in the video game than it is in real life. Isn't that freaking crazy? Yeah, because there was WWE 16, because I actually grinded and got in the Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, isn't that crazy that the video game has more rigid requirements to get in the Hall of Fame than the real thing? Because the real thing is, hey, have you kissed Vince's ass lately? Yes or no? That's it. How's Eric Bischoff just getting in? Like that.
Fact.
And since he's not, I haven't thrown my typical CM Punk plug. Since he's not wrestling anymore, how is he not in? If AJ's not coming back, how is she not in?
Because CM Punk hates WWE.
There you go. Like, why is Rob Van Dam just now getting in? Like, what the hell? What are we doing?
Van Dam should have been on there long ago.
Yeah. Why is Kane just getting in? Kane, I think, should be headlining this Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Kane is, when you break it down from like longevity in wrestling, Kane is the ultimate journeyman in WWE.
Kane was just at this Royal Rumble. But yeah, I think he should headline. But I think it's wild. You got to be a champ. I mean, Byron, you're right with the champs like they pick. But if with the champion, it's your job to carry the company.
That's true.
If you're carrying the company. Like half of me, I honestly don't think Kevin Nash should. Like, I'm going to throw a champion right now because this title reign was trash. So, but now he's about to be in twice as an individual and New World Order. That's trash. But I personally don't even, like, if it's not as a group, recently, I don't even think Brie Bella should be in. Like, she had, like, one title, and then she was the lapdog for her sister, who had, like, the longest reign Divas championship. Like, that alone, okay, can get you in. But Brie, she shouldn't be in. I'm just being honest. If I was the one in charge, X-Pac wouldn't be in. Don't care about the group. Great Khali wouldn't be in. It's the fact that Jinder fucking Mahal is going to be in one day, and that irritates the hell out of me.
WWE champ.
Hey man, he was part of the Greatest Faction 3-man band. So I mean, I don't know how you complain about that.
But yeah, that's another thing that gets me so hot. Like, you really gotta have some credentials to be in this thing, man. And but you gotta be a champ. You gotta bring money. If you do some philanthropic stuff, sure, that whatever. But you can't just be going in there, no titles, no nothing. Like, oh hell no, just because Vince McMahon likes you. Like,
X-Pac had championships.
X-Pac sucked. And that gets me.
I'm just saying
that X-Pac got in before freaking China. That's the real thing.
Yeah, they didn't really like China that much.
And that's why I'm like, we need to have fan voting on this.
Yeah, I agree.
Byron, they didn't like China because Stephanie McMahon was butthurt because that's who her husband was dating before she got in the picture, and yada, yada, yada. And then they try to get, like, oh, we don't want China because she had a sex tape, even though they exiled her, but X-Pac was in that sex tape, and he's been there ever since.
Well, it's WWE logic, man. You'll never understand it.
And the dude's been gone. When the hell is The Rock not in the Hall of Fame?
That's maybe next year. when his wrestles Roman Reigns?
Nah, I'm on Jacob's thing too. If you're retired, you can't be in the Hall of Fame if you're active. Hell no.
But he's not active though.
Well, to them, I guess he is. Because now we have every 2 weeks, Hall of Famer Goldberg, Hall of Famer Edge, take your ass home. Like, how do you get in the Hall of Fame and they get more titles to add? Goldberg has won like 2 titles since he's been in the Hall of Fame.
3?
3?
Because he beat Brock.
Beat Kevin Owens.
He beat Kevin Owens to get the title. He beat The Fiend. So maybe it is just 2. I thought it was 3.
Well, no, he defended it against Goldberg. Did he? Or Brock, I mean.
Brock beat him at WrestleMania 33. And then he randomly comes back and just takes it from The Fiend. But look at all the title matches he's had since becoming a Hall of Famer, though. Because remember, he just showed up and challenged Drew at the Royal Rumble this past year. A couple months ago.
Yeah, because you remember, Drew does not respect the veterans.
Nope. And we were all scared because we really thought he was going to win because that was really 50-50.
Yeah, it was.
But that's it. But to Jacob's thing, if Lana does win, I will start off the review with Lana. So.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. If Lana, if they get a title, Lana will start the review of WrestleMania if he wins the title because I've been the hardest on that woman. But
I mean, I'm not gonna say she deserves it, but she. That's a whole different conversation.
But guys, that's all we got for the WrestleMania preview. I mean, we covered a lot of stuff. Covered the Hall of Fame. It all starts this Monday. The WrestleMania week starts. Got to pay attention to everything. Rumors of who's in, who's out, who gets. We didn't even talk about what happens if one of the main eventers get COVID.
Oh boy,
that's a whole other issue. That I hope they're quarantined. Like, could you imagine if Roman Reigns gets COVID this week?
Yeah, what do they do?
Next man up. I mean, if you look, you know what? They did this last year.
Yeah.
They did this last year with Roman because he's like, hey, I don't want to wrestle because of COVID.
Right.
And so, hey, Braun Strowman, who's heading up to North Dakota or wherever the hell he's from, turns around and just starts driving back down to Orlando. Like, hell yeah, we're going to do this.
It's crazy, too. On a side note, I've said this every time, how then Roman comes back when cases were spiking, which made no sense, but that's all right. But
Roman's a different breed.
He is a different breed, but yeah, that's something else. But yeah, man, it starts on Monday, all wrestling. We're going to be all tuned in. We're going to be keeping up with all the rumors, all the predictions, because, I mean, we made them, and then we're going to be watching intently because we have to come review, eat crow if we're wrong on things, and brag if we're right. But Byron, last words.
Love WrestleMania. I'm excited for WrestleMania week. Just, so much wrestling to be had next week. I'm here for it.
Jacob?
Actually, I'm going to ask a question here. Out of the entire WrestleMania week, what's your guys' match you're looking forward to the most?
Ooh.
Bianca versus Sasha. Because I need to see the ascension happen. Because we've been talking about it for months.
I think I'm going to go with an NXT match. I think I'm going to go Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh, yeah, that is part of WrestleMania weekend. No, I'll keep it. I don't want to be a flip flopper like WWE Creative.
Yeah, I'm going Finn and Karrion because I just called this months ago, so I have to stick by that. Mm-hmm. Are you guys going to watch any of the other shows that's going to happen on WrestleMania week?
Probably watch
the indie shows.
The indie shows. Personally, probably not because I don't have cable. So really, the only time I watch wrestling is when I go to Martin's house on Mondays and watch Raw.
I'll see. I'll try and figure. I definitely have to watch the stuff we're talking about because we got to report it. And
of course,
I'll figure it. I'll figure it through. We'll see. I'll definitely be keeping up with everything.
Yeah, I'd say that the biggest thing I'm looking forward to outside WWE is Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, because you're going to have Jon Moxley versus Josh Barnett, which is super awesome. And there's a local guy, localish, kind of out of Pittsburgh. that guy I know, he's going to be in it. So like, I'm excited for that.
I don't want to drag this too long, but we also do forget that WrestleMania week and weekend is the biggest, like, not just for WWE, but biggest wrestling weekend, because all the other shows are doing stuff, typical stuff. Like, there's all the other shows do like meet and greets at the town that WrestleMania is at too, because they know all these wrestling fans are going to be there. So yeah, it's a big weekend, but yeah, I don't want to drag it too long. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening to our WrestleMania 37 preview. We will be back. Well, now it's WrestleMania week, so after WrestleMania week to give our recap of WrestleMania 37 and NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. What pissed us off? What was great? What was bad? Surprises, cameos that we didn't expect. But we'll be back reviewing all of that. Thank you, Jacob and Byron, for being on, and let's get active. It's WrestleMania week.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
All right, this is the L7C podcast. You guys take care. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.